Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome. I have the greatest privilege and pleasure to introduce to you Viktoria Grigoreva. Viktoria Grigoreva was born in the Ukraine, and from the age of 7 she studied at a specialist music school in Kharkov and made her debut concert 4 years later, playing Mozart Fifth Violin Concerto with the Kharkov Chamber Orchestra. She graduated with an honor diploma in solo performance from the State Knesset Music College, Moscow, where she studied with Semyon Mikityansky, pupil of the legendary Professor Stolyarsky. After graduation, Victoria returned to Kharkov to continue her studies with Irina Grebneva, and her competition success in Eastern Europe led to major concert engagements. She has become a soloist of the Kharkov State Philharmonic and professor of the Kharkov State Conservatoire. Her repertoire rapidly enlarged with performances of the Shostakovich, Sibelius, Prokofiev, Berg, Mozart, and Wieniawski concertos, as well as works by contemporary Ukrainian composers, Skorik, Zhetinsky, and Silvestrov. She also appeared in many leading Eastern European orchestras, including the National Symphony Orchestra of Ukraine and Kharkov Philharmonic, which was combined with an active participation in chamber music and teaching at the Kharkov Specialist Music School and Kharkov State Conservatoire. In 1996, she moved to London, where she regularly performs highly acclaimed solo and chamber music concerts at the leading venues, including the Wigmore Hall, where she gave the UK premiere of Valentin Silvestros' Postscriptum Sonata. Victoria currently teaches at the Royal College of Music Junior Department. Many of her students have won prizes at prestigious national and international competitions. Recently, Victoria was appointed to be a director of the Tsukhanov Scholarship Fund, which supports young musicians from the former USSR. Victoria, it's a pleasure to say hello.
Hello, Ami, and thank you. Thank you for inviting me to the wonderful masterclasses, New Virtuosi. It is my second appearance here, and I love it very much. I look forward to seeing the students and working with them this evening. So today, in my masterclasses, I'm going to work with Yagmur, Isabell, and Maria.
Hello,
Hello, Yagmur. How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you. And you?
I'm very well, thank you. So, you're going to indulge us today by playing the preludes by Wieniawski.
Thank you, yes, I will.
Well, we're looking forward to it. Well done. It was really accomplished performance. Really enjoyed listening to it.
Thank you.
As always, you're welcome. As always, Wieniawski is, for me, this is a musician who was most refined in his compositions, and had lots of different ideas how to work with sounds, how to work with double stops, and you name it. And of course, we know his brilliant concertos as well. So let's talk about this prelude. Prelude. It sounds very sort of like from the Bach. If you think about this connection. However, I think, your structure is fantastic for something really that classical and baroque, but we really would like to try today to see different angle, see how much lighter, how much more romantic you could make this. Not so fundamental, but a little bit more beautiful. So the certain things, for example, I would like you to take more time to prepare certain notes, so lingering on notes, not be so much on time. I'm not saying play out of the rhythm, obviously, but trying to be a little bit more free in conveying your emotions. Yeah. So let's try. So first of all, on the very, very beginning, can you just, I can see there is a forte, obviously, but can you not play this forte so rigid? So try to release the sound after each note, and yet then towards the end of the first phrase, try to do diminuendo. Yes, very good. Very good, very good. Now, when you come, can you really making it much, much softer? And also the beginning on, so try to develop that pulsing into something like you waiting for something happened. Yeah, so you develop that repeated notes to something more interesting. Yeah. Very good. Now, and less so, that was really good. There is only two things I'd like you to improve. Now, when you start, little bit more polish, a little bit more kind of like reminding. So then you have a very good connection to the next one. Yeah. Yes, very good. Carry on. Very good. Well done.
Should I stop?
Very good. Yes, I was trying to. Yes, very good. I'd like you to add a little bit more glissandos, because they will sort of more in the flavors, because you're very precise in your bow, very precise in lifting it and measuring and everything, but you have to be a little bit more romantic. And I would say when you start it's 3, 4 in the 4 bars, when you start going up in a texture, make sure that there's as many slides, and not overdo it, but as many slides, beautiful slides you can add, because you sound really clear. I'd like that to be more connected and more singing. Then more singing your line, then the best it will sound. Okay, Yagmur, can you just stand slightly further from the microphone?
Sure.
Because when I'm asking you to stop, you're unstoppable. And it's very beautiful playing, but we have to sort of work a little bit. Yeah, excellent. Now, from the second line, could you start developing more differentiation in your dynamic? Because I think you could improve the dynamic range a bit more. Yes, it's close, and it doesn't help we online, but we would try to do more obvious spread between top range and what is in between. So when you make in a crescendo, make sure you develop more. When you make diminuendo, make sure it's it's very visible. Very good. Now, when you're doing the chords, try not to do them all the time, 2 in 2. Try to connect them a little bit more closer, so they almost 3 together. Yeah, make sure, because it's all kind of become a little repetitive, because the break on the chords very similar every time. Yeah, do you see what I mean? Yeah. Can you start from the beginning of the second line, if it's convenient, or further? Next line. Sorry, next
second
next
what?
bar. Second line.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. Yeah, bravo. That was, you see how much better the line was very rich, and otherwise say a bit sound a bit dry when you try to do always two in two. Sometimes we have no choice because there's also double stops, obviously. But where possible, do that. That definitely make it more singing and more romantic. Okay, let's carry on. Well done. Okay, very good. When you when you try to do that, not try, you're doing very well. But when you try to do this passages down, I'd like to hear why the top voice is there. Because it's sort of like you're not blending it with this descending line, and it sounds very lonely. Can you try to get it together, sort of helping descending line? Very good. Yes, and even longer this last two notes, last two chords, as long as you can. Don't try not to release the sort of like a tail of the sound, because if you connect on a down and up bow closely, really one into another one, it will sound much richer. Yeah, very good. Again, when you have this cascade of chords, try to get the bow getting as close to the each string as possible. To making, if you put more pressure towards the point of the bow and sort of angle your arm slightly up, you will see it will get really beautiful sound, but without pressure. But it will have lots of density, and you will see how much easier it is to actually release than the sound in between the chords. Just really try to lean on a sort of on the point of the bow as much as possible. Yeah. Yeah, very good. Yes, yeah, yeah, well, very good. But again, not dividing them, ta-tam, ta-tam, not two in two. Again, to try to put them in a one line as much as possible. Your sounds will be more romantic that this way. Yeah. Yes, and again, last two, City. Yes, good, but last two notes as much into connection as possible. You're still releasing it. Again, we're not playing Bach. Yeah, you really need to make it more singing and connect for the density of the sound. that bit you played absolutely beautifully. Again, when you start the next run with crossing chords, try to not release the bow, but actually sit in. So you're not letting it go and not releasing ends, both of them, top and bottom of the bow. Try to sit really into it, and don't spend so much bow. You will see it much. Then basically when sort of like on the sound science, then more we cross the strings, then less bow we should really use, because it will be more efficient. Then more you use your bow on a double stop, on a string crossing plus string crossing, then harder it is to do. So try to do little bit less of the bow, and see what's happened. Yeah.
From where?
From before you start the last double stops, where we just stopped. Yeah. Much better on the course. Now, when you do where we just stopped the one bar before, when you go on the top register, what's happening there? What dynamic do you think should be there?
Maybe piano, but I'm not so sure about it.
Yes, I think piano, because there's lots of, we enjoy our double stop. We enjoy beautiful sound, and we caught up in the sound waves. We really love it. Don't forget about piano, because it's sophistication of that in the top range can be really beautiful, very beautiful. And also you need time to rest a little bit.
From where?
Yeah, where the piano starts. With the one. There would be that's okay.
From
Okay,
the
let's start.
start.
Yes, there. Yeah, from the start. Yeah. Okay, good, sweetie. Yeah. Very good, very good. Again, could you, instead of releasing, try to connect those notes a little bit more, and maybe more at the point of the bow, because we don't play too much at the point of the bow, but this is very good place to use it. Yeah. So it will be easier for you to do piano, because it will be naturally at the point we don't have so much sound. And try not to, as I said, not to divide. Your bow breathing is fantastic, really fantastic, but sometimes you do need to do legato, okay? trying to slightly early.
I realize.
Nevertheless, when you did piano section, there is one more thing. Now, the legato was very good. However, the element of romance or romantic here, the glissando would be so good there. As I said, you're very, very accurate and precise with your fingering, and it's very good. But sometimes let them slide a little bit more. So in this way, you will see the sound become more passionate and emotional, because it does something to our violin sound making when we glissando a little bit. And I think it's a good place to do it. Once you've done that and you start doing next section, try not to do too loud, because again, you need the time to develop it. And so keep it for 1 bar or so, a little bit softer, okay?
This part is piano, right?
Yeah, this part is piano, yeah. Very good, CJ. That was really enjoyable to hear your lovely playing, and as I said, very accomplished and beautiful. Obviously, with the years you will play this prelude, and you will change your interpretation. Well, I hope, because we all do with the life, and you will learn more about this piece, and you will enjoy playing it in a different way as well. But today, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure. Hello Isabell, how are you today?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Very well. So you're going to play for us today a Mendelssohn concerto
Yes.
in the minor. I'll just give you a little bit of statistic before we play. You know that is the most playable concerto for performances, full stop. So it's so popular that it's played and performed more than any other concertos. Yeah, so it was a good choice, and I hope you like it. Yeah. bravo, bravo. Very good performance. I really enjoyed it very much. Really good. Very passionate. You know, I have temper. It's lots of temperament and beautiful sound. Um, very brave performance. You know, it's really interesting to listen. Your phrasing, it was plenty of details you gave us. So there's really good reading already. Really enjoyed that. So today I'd like to just work on a certain things from different parts of the score what you've done, because some of the things you're doing already really well, and so we just look into sort of not from beginning to the end, but in a certain places. Yes, is that okay?
Yes.
Okay, so let's start from the beginning. Your sense of rhythm is really fantastic. You playing it in such a good stream. It's almost too good. So sometimes I think you should really give little bit of more interesting structure. So supporting the structure. For example, when you play somewhere and instead of play in the same tempo, you just linger a little bit on certain notes. It brings more, contributes more into the structure of the concerto very much. So we'll look at that little bit and then into the cadenza. Okay, so let's start. Yeah. Yeah, very good, very good. Yeah, very good. Okay, so the beginning was good. Just make sure, first of all, that you're not overdoing your accent, and number one. And number two, which is as important as number one, that your bow down is not too fast. Because by bowing, if your bow goes down too fast, you create unnecessary problem or unnecessary accent, which is not there. So trying to, when you do the... So without too many accents, yeah. So control when you change the bow, as much control as possible.
Okay.
Uh-huh. Yeah, very good. Yeah, sweetie. What was beginning was really good. Or straight away when you are you doing harmonic or fourth finger?
Fourth finger.
On the E.
Yes.
Yeah, you're doing fourth finger, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. Then. So slightly slow down bows instead of moving it fast. Really slightly slow down that motion, straight from the from here. Yeah, good. And second. Yeah, softer. Then you can start again. Because if you didn't do this closure for the first phrase, then second phrase will be the same exactly as the first one. Okay. And you can also take a little bit more time on that last note.
Yes. Okay.
Very good. Now we're looking into the new things, which how do we avoid unnecessary accents? Do you know the rule of repeated notes? Have you heard about it?
Probably, but not titled that.
Okay, so what's happening when, for example, we on two different bow, we do the same note, yeah, and the best way is it's always ah. Here, but for example, those two. So again, B. So make sure you sort of are bringing it slightly out so it stands out. You have to vibrate from the first note. You have two notes which are the same, and we have two bows. You must vibrate from the first note to the second till the end, because if you don't do it, you will have an accent, and there's accents that are not written there. So if you look at the score, do you see from da 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 da, see already two, and then the same here, and then further on even more. So you have to be, if you identify this note, it's really easy to, instead of making accent, make it really beautiful and interesting. Okay? So just, if you can start from the G, da-da-dum, da-da-dee-da-da-da-dim. Yes, even. So again, and you can take a little bit more time on the next note as well.
Okay.
That was very good, very good. So just work on it, and you will see by kind of like understanding what those repeated notes are, they are very valuable members of phrase. Okay, so next one, when we have triplets, do you know there's an accent there on the end of the da 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 dee da 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 dum?
Yes.
Do you know those accents? You're not much doing them. Do you know that?
Okay.
What is that your interpretation, or it's just you think then smoother than better? I don't know. What is that?
No, it was unintentional.
Unintentional. Okay, so you have to through everything, think through everything, you know, because you have to constantly look for clues. What he's writing, Mr. Mendelssohn obviously intended those accents. So why, see, where do you think why did he put it on the first note of the end of the slow?
I feel like it gathers momentum.
Yeah? Can you show me that? So just do it slightly slow and see, I just want to guide you a little bit so you sort of, I'll ask you questions and I'd like you to analyze. And try with different way, and we will come to the correct things, because if I tell you exactly how to do it, it's probably not as interesting. It's like sort of a game of finding out. Yeah. So the analytics, like it's really when you analyze these things, you learn so much about music, which you just sometimes when you read it, you take it for granted.
Yes.
Okay. So could you just play for me long B, yeah, tight B, and the first slow of that, and see, I just want to see what you're doing.
Okay.
Yeah, so can you explain what you're doing in your own words? Okay, I'm more specific. What are you doing with the bow? What you doing with the bow?
Well, I'm trying to get faster bow on the accented note.
On an accented note.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, you're absolutely right. So basically, you start slowly, and exaggerating, and it's yeah, and because I'm not making accent, I'm just working with my bow speed, and I'm not putting any weight on it. So you just and that's it, yeah. So, and that at the end of the slur, you will have really nice, beautiful accent. This is what he wants. Okay, shall we try?
Yes.
Yes, good. Let's do it once more, so you sort of like coordinate it a little bit better. Make sure when you arrive to the last note, this is a sort of like most important moment. So you can, when you see, very relaxed here, and only on the, yeah, just to do it with the bow speed. It sounds a little bit awkward when you do it slowly, but when you do in tempo, it will be fine. Try it again. Yes, much better already. Now, can I ask you to be not so cautious and not slow down when you change? Basically, it's the last note of the previous one and the first note of next one. Don't linger on that. Be really brave. Keep moving your bow. Yeah. Yes, very good. Very good. It's already better because now we have that accent which it's not so difficult. Can I ask you on the last one here, not to, please don't play semi-quaver there because it's a quaver there. No, not that. Yes, it's a very common mistake. Okay, can we just do this from me? Oh, better. Yeah. Also, sweetie, can you just vibrate a little bit more? A bit more vibrato on.
Okay.
Not semi-quaver. Da da da. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, and that will hold the structure because if you don't make a difference between dotted rhythm with the semi-quavers or with a quaver, it will sound very different. Okay, very good. Let's go ahead. Next one. Yeah? Yes, very good. As you go into the bottom register, could you just lead me better from the top note, by the way, still quaver, from the top note to the triplets, yeah? Because you see, you have sforzando here and a forte, and then you have mezzo forte. So you have to really get a little bit quieter at that point, and then when you're doing the same thing, play it lighter, okay? Because you come to the piano when you're starting doing your triplets, yeah? Yes, very good. This is very difficult place. So, how do you practice it?
Slowly and then with rhythms,
And then
usually. And then with rhythms.
and then
triplets.
when are you introducing a fast one?
Well, afterwards.
This is a big gap. There's a big gap, yeah. So everybody practice like that. Everybody practice like that, and it takes time. However, you might like to sort of like speed up a little bit things. So when you do the octaves, which finger you leaning on more with the bow when you do like
the lower one, the lower note.
low one, yes, and you have to do it more consciously because you think you're doing it, but maybe not enough. Okay. Second thing, when you do the octaves, very important to press really hard. And when you feel that your fingers leaning more, as much as I can't where am I? Yeah, right. So you really press hard and almost do glissando through each one. That will help. Sorry. And there is another thing. It's very important. So you practice slowly, but for what? You practice slowly. So you preparing the fingers. And then you play, then preparing, and you really, if you sort of like do this gesture, so your fingers relax and they're not too stiff, so they will serve you much better. It's like an exercise. For example, I'm here and I'm finding note there, yeah. So my hand is completely loose and my bow is waiting for a left hand to find the note. Okay, let's try Let's try the one which you need to prepare the fingers first. Yeah.
So the octaves.
So like fingers. Yeah. No.
Just
Slowly. Yes, very good. Now, can you make the shift a little bit more obvious so you can hear when you arrive? Very good, very good. So this is the one method, and then as you play it several times, you get faster and faster and faster. And that glissando there just will be like a prop, so you can hear when you arrive. You arrive correctly, you arrive in tune, and so on. Now we're going to do the second one, so rather the first one. So you lean more, just do for me bottom line, basically, bottom voice. Like that, yeah? Just a bottom voice. Yes, it's good, sweetie, but you could do better if you press like more bow, more and really lean on the bottom note as much as possible, and then we just try to ignore the top line, yeah.
okay.
Yes, good. Did you hold fourth finger as you were playing, or just first?
Just first.
Just first. Okay, do the same, but hold both. Hold both, yeah.
Okay.
But lean, yeah. Yes, good. And the higher you go, the stronger you press. Now try with both voices and really leaning more. Try to listen. You have to not just to play and hear, but you have to listen your bottom voice very actively.
Okay.
Yes, very good. Now get rid of the prop and do the same thing. And again, so just really as it's written, without the glissando apparent. And make sure again, you listen to your bottom voice very actively. It's all you're listening to, okay?
Yes.
Yes, and now try it in tempo. Yes, we just had one little bit out, yeah?
Yes.
But, you know, make sure it's quite good. It's quite good. Very good. So, well done, Isabel. Sorry, we didn't make it to the cadenza. But that was a really enjoyable experience to teaching you, because you, as I said, you're a very passionate player, and that in the music is a key ingredient. Yeah, key ingredient. Yes. You definitely have a fantastic future ahead of you.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Bye.
Bye. Hello, Maria.
Hi.
How are you today?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm very well. So you're going to play romance for us today, yes?
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking forward to hear it. Well done. I really enjoyed that. It's such a beautiful piece, and you played it really beautifully. Do you know about a little bit about this composer? She was very famous in state. She was born there, and she was recognized as a young music prodigy straight away as a pianist. She was a fantastic pianist, and she played with major orchestras all around the USA. Unfortunately, at the same time as, and she wrote also really famous Gaelic symphony. So see, she was a quite prolific composer of her time. Unfortunately, at that time, for example, her husband wasn't quite supporting her compositions as a sort of, and if you think across the continent, it was the same story, the same time with Mendelssohn, Fanny Mendelssohn, the sister of Felix Mendelssohn, because she was very, very talented too, but the family said, no, you're getting married and he is doing music. So now we're very fortunate we're not in this situation now. But you can see that she wrote lots of work, and not just the symphonies, and lots of pieces for violin and piano. This is one of them. So it's worth to search in that direction if you would like to widen up your repertoire, for example. It's a beautiful music. Okay, so let's see what we can do. This you played really well, sweetie, and it's just there is a couple of things on a little bit on the confidence when you are trying to find the top notes. That you should enjoy and you should remember where the note is, but forget about the note, basically. Lots of color in your playing, and we just go through and try to widen up certain things, maybe bring more structure into it, but well done, really very passionate player, very passionate.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. And by the way, very good ensemble as well. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, very good, sweetie, very good. Now try to do more preparation. It's obviously hard to play without the piano, but when and on a B, try to do little diminuendo. So you sort of like opening door to the next dynamic. Otherwise, it's very difficult. How do you go to the next dynamic? What do you do? So you have to prepare. Maybe it's a little bit softer, more time, and then you flow into the next dynamic. Mm-hmm. Now we're in different already developing that opening. So don't rush. So definitely hold on a bit more on the G sharp. Yeah? Mm-hmm. And the D as well, the minimum. Mm-hmm. And here, very good. So it's a first opening, yes? We develop a little bit. So it's good to close it down and start developing second time when it's more interesting. From from that. When you maybe just try to explore the bow first. It's like just really and you can slightly slow down with that. Yes, stop. And there is no still crescendo. No still crescendo, so you have to so close it a little bit, and then you have your crescendo, first little crescendo. The same things as we did on the beginning. Not as much as I did, but just to show you that you have to slightly pause a little bit of the pause there. Or you can do diminuendo even more. Very good. Now when can you try slightly linger on certain notes, like and move bow much slower. You can now kind of press a little bit more in, but make sure it's all like you're developing and making a crescendo on that. Yeah? Well, you can stay. Try to develop till the end that note, yeah, and then go ahead because there's an animator. Just stay longer on it, as long as you can. Very good. Yes, good. And that was really good, that line, very good. So when you come to the piano in the sostenuto, try to be softer, so your dynamic range is a bit bigger. Then bigger the gap, then better, then more freedom you have to express yourself. From the G sharp or from C sharp. Yes, and so more sostenuto. And again, you try to develop. You have to really make sure bow go very slowly. I didn't quite understand that phrase. have to, when you do, so make sure it's not sort of all in one. You have to make a shape of it better. And yeah, no, slightly more bow. I think slightly more bow would be good. If you want to play it softer, maybe then stay more in the point of the bow. Good. I have a question. It all says poco diminuendo for long ago, and the G string has to be not maybe. What is your idea about that? What do you think she wanted? What the composer wanted?
I think maybe the crescendo could start on the G string because the diminuendo doesn't last till the G string part, so I thought maybe just to help shape the phrase a bit more, you could start the crescendo part a bit earlier.
Yes, or you can start your polka diminuendo or just where it's written, and do it polka, so have a bit more sound on the next 3 bars.
Mm-hmm.
You see, because otherwise, yes, you can do this with G, but you have to be very inventive and not. That's a little bit too much. So, if you want to be expressive there, which is fair enough, I support that. I like G string, and it's very rich, but you really have to be very careful how fast you go for the diminuendo. Okay? So shall we try once more, because it's when you have scissor. Quite a bit of a sound, yeah? Mm-hmm. So I think maybe not to make such a big gap between those, yeah? Can we do from sostenuto, please, once more? However, I still would like a bit more intrigue in here. Try not to prepare so much. I usually would tell my students the opposite. But here, if you want a little bit intrigue, don't prepare the next dynamic. Mm-hmm. Just go with it. So. Another idea to split or you have to do more sostenuto, because it just goes through and doesn't give you enough clarity on the shape of the phrase at that particular bar. Okay. Try. If you don't like it, you don't like it. good. Now, can you just for me slightly longer on the that one? That's definitely better. So you just feeling that flow to that end. Okay, very good. Let's go ahead. Yeah. Sweetie, was it the place where you weren't sure where to put the top?
Oh, I think it was, yeah, maybe there, and I think maybe a bit later. There's another.
I didn't see problem with later. Definitely. So how do you cope with that? Because it's a common thing actually. Lots of people find it difficult. What do you do normally?
I just, try and convince myself that it'll be okay and just go for it.
Okay. There's a thing called know your fingerboard. What do you think it is? What does one do to know a fingerboard?
Well, I guess to know where you're always going. I guess and where to place the fingers.
No, it's the confidence to put. It's the confidence to put finger in the right place. Yeah, exactly. So how do we go there? You need to sort of you have the D, yeah, and then what do you do? I suggest you practice like that without the D. Just my arm almost everywhere, and it goes. You see what I mean? What we're doing at this point is a psychological thing. Of course, we don't know exactly how we get there, but our hand does know because you play this note lots of times. Yes, you play this, so fingers knows where the note is. Very important to give your hand lots of time. You can also do that, which is helpful because you know what you're doing. You see how much space I give my hand, and my bow not even into, it's not doing anything till. Okay, so you have to give your left hand lots of freedom, and the hand and the muscles of the hand rather, and our brain feel comfortable, and then you try to find the notes and do a couple of times, and then you play it. Try. Just that note without the D. Do it again, do it again. Put your hand, goes in different places of your hand, anywhere. Yeah. You see, it's just to prove the point. Now, we have a more difficult thing, so you need to practice it, obviously. But it's easy to do, and it feels good. Did it feel good? Yes. Now, now we're doing the same, but at this point we also need more time. Yeah, try. Yeah, more time. Now you need to answer them. Better, but I would say as you practice like that, give your more time to your left hand to get to the top. This and just practice like that. You will see it's actually quite enjoyable to hit the note and know that you're doing it really nice. Yeah. Okay, let's try it through. Take your time. So we're not playing as a tradition, just play. Take your time and carry on. Yeah? sweetie. That was fantastic, fantastic. No. This F, I really would like you to, it's stone. You have to really develop it a bit. Yeah, more development.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, slightly longer though. Very good. Hang on to that top note longer till you can't hang on to it anymore. Then it's making big impact.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yes, very good. If you just once more from I'd like you to actively promote the upbeat when you do. Yeah, you will feel much better the intervals in sort of like how you're ascending from interval to interval. Mm-hmm. We have to finish now, City. But when you do, make sure you develop it a little bit more and with a slower ball speed. Mm-hmm. But well done. Such a beautiful piece of music. You're definitely enjoying it. So I did enjoy it very much too.
Thank you. Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome. Good luck. All the best.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
I cannot be her sing. And we all enjoyed very much your masterclass. Thank you very much for sharing your insight into details as well as long lines. It's been a pleasure, and the way you address to the players, it's such a joy to look and hear. So thank you very much, and please come back. We'll be delighted to hear you.
Thank you so much, Annie. Thank you so much.
Pleasure. So here we are, over the middle line. Here we are. We are going to hear the next masterclass tomorrow evening, given by Zor Jarova. It is evening in London, but it may be early morning in different place of the world, maybe in Australia. Thank you very much for being with us, and we would love to see you again and again until Sunday, the 31st of October, when we have our gala concert. All the best and see you soon.